man is back.
Oh, okay, boys. Oh my gosh, the ring got messed up. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have the leopard. You know what I'm saying? It's true. You know what I'm saying? But oh, look at that, my God.
This is your boy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash the True Inferno. Back at it with another Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War video for you guys. And we all heard the news yesterday. We all knew what went down yesterday. And I'm talking about the George Floyd trial case where the officer who basically killed them was found guilty in all 3 charges. And adding the sentences up, it looks on paper that he's going to serve 75 years. However, even though this is huge, and I will admit I was very excited to hear the news. We're gonna talk about the aftermath in a second, but I just want to talk about my feelings when I found out that he was found guilty and what could have happened if he was found innocent or whatever the case may be. And I'm letting you know right now, it wouldn't have been pretty. I was wondering because I was like, is there a bunch of people outside the courthouse? Is there a bunch of people outside this on the streets of Minneapolis or in Minnesota, wherever this court case was being held at? And yeah, there were people out there. So imagine if they found him innocent. If they would have found him innocent, I truly believe, and I said this on this channel a while back, like at some point in time, there's going to be a war within America. And if they would have found him innocent on all 3, well, never mind on all 3 charges or 2 or 1, whatever the case may be, if they just find him innocent, there would have been, the war would have started right there. I truly believe the war would have started right there. At least there would have been a war in Minnesota. And it might have spread throughout the entire country because, yeah, that was a huge court case. But instead, they found him guilty, which was the right call, obviously, because there was no way they could reason their way out of that to say, oh, he's innocent, whatever the case may be, especially since there's video evidence. So there's that. Now, again, you could, like, again, the word out there was that, oh, George Floyd, he had counterfeit bills or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, counterfeit bills don't kill people. So there's no reason to kill him when he wasn't killing people. That's the excuse. So whether he had counterfeit bills, whether he was a criminal or not, that was his excuse, because it was like, you still know that, you still see. I mean, bruh, we had around his time when that happened, we had white dudes going around killing people. And yet they were up here chilling at Burger King or Dunkin' Donuts or whatever, and they were brought in with handcuffs. They wasn't killed instantaneously. So don't give me that. Don't give me that. Oh, but he's a criminal nonsense. Don't give me that. That's an excuse. That's a major excuse. I don't want to hear that nonsense. Now, so again, the fact that he was found guilty, I will be honest, it's a major relief off of my shoulders because I truly believe it would have been a war. It would have been a war within America. If that officer was found innocent and was able to walk off scot-free, I truly believe it would have been a war, especially with all the protesting and the riots and stuff like that over the past year. I'm dead serious. I truly believe that would have been the start of a major war within the country. Now, let's move on towards the aftermath of the ruling. So, and I actually didn't even find this out until right before I recorded this. So I'm watching First Take, and it's still going on right now as I'm recording this. And basically, the entire show is dedicated towards the ruling. And so here's the deal about Minnesota. And if you think this dude is going to get 75 years because, oh yeah, he had 3 charges, and all 3 charges in terms of the penalty adds up to 75 years of jail, basically the rest of his life, you might be in a world of shock. You might be in a world of shock. So yeah, buckle in for this one. So the state of Minneapolis, not the state of Minneapolis, the state of Minnesota, basically according to the research that was done by Stephen A. Smith, involving the Associated Press and probably some research done involving the state as well. If you're charged, you only get to serve 2/3 of that. So 2/3 of 75 years, we looking at possibly 50 for this guy. And then they talk about even there's a possibility that this officer could be subbing less than that, around 10 to 12 years. And that is entirely up to the judge's decision in terms of how many years this officer will be serving. That's not up to the jury, that's up to the judge. And even though I didn't see the entire, court case or whatever the case may be, but it was said that it was the judge who mentioned that, the accused could have this whole trial excused for some reason. I forgot what it was, but it was the judge who said that. So it lead to believe, like, okay, now hold up, this dude is found guilty, but this judge might give this guy the minimum. It's a possibility. So the bottom line is this. So even though this dude is found guilty, it ain't over. Not by a long shot. It ain't over in terms of the whole George Floyd situation, and it ain't over in general. So we got to look at the judge and say, okay, what will his or her decision be? I don't know who this judge is, but apparently I'm guessing here. I don't know, but it sounds like this judge is Caucasian. So that, there's that. And it's going to be interesting to see what the sentence will be. Like, how many years will this dude get? So that's what I want to know. I do want to know that. And if they sentence people to 2/3 of what they could potentially face, the maximum map rather, 50 years would be fine. Like, 50 years would be fine. I would prefer the whole 75, obviously, but 50 would be fine because that's pretty much the rest of his life, for the most part, anyway. But if it's anything like to try to be reasonable, if anything less than 25, then that's unacceptable to me. Anything less than 25 is unacceptable to me. Because it would even point out that dudes that was selling marijuana was sentenced to jail for like 10 to 12 years. And you want to compare that to somebody who was killing people? Like, no. Those are two very, very different crimes right there. So, again, I would take 50 because if this whole 2/3 of the maximum thing is true, then 50 is cool. But it better not be less than 25. It better not be less than 25. I'm saying that right now. Now, here's another reason why the whole George Floyd situation ain't over. Because there was 3 other officers involved. One of them was keeping the public at bay while they was like, yo, get off of him, and let him breathe and stuff like that. And 2 other officers were holding his legs down. So there was 3 officers holding down George Floyd. The one that was actually had his knee on his neck, basically killing him, he was found guilty. So we waiting to see what, how long he would end up in jail for. That's what we waiting on. And the 2 officers that were holding on by the legs, and the 3rd officer that was keeping the general public at bay, they have court cases this August, my birth month, this August. So, and they deserve jail time as well. Now, granted, none of them killed George Floyd, but you don't see any of them trying to prevent the killing from happening or trying to stop it. And 2 of them are holding George Floyd down. So all 3 of those officers, now I'm not saying they should sub 75 or they should sub 50 or whatever the case may be, but yeah, they deserve some jail time. And I don't know if I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't know if they are removed from duty permanently or not, but they deserve jail time. Like, they deserve jail time without question. So when I say this is over, that pretty much covers everything involving George Floyd. Unfortunately, because the family have to live without George Floyd and stuff like that, so it sucks. But in terms of look at it from a huge general picture, if those things get settled in the right way, then the George Floyd situation, is pretty much a wrap. Unfortunately, again, I hate to sound like that, but now we got to turn our attention to every other black person that is getting killed by the police for no reason. Now, now we have to make sure, every other officer who is killing black people for no reason, or abusing black people for no reason, they got to serve some time. They got to be removed from the force. And you know, this whole reform the police thing, it has to be a thing nationwide. It has to be a thing nationwide. Because again, this ain't good. And you know, people want to say America is the best country in the world, and I call bullshit on that because of stuff like this. This is really one of the main reasons why I call bullshit on anybody who says America is the best nation in the world. I call bullshit on that. So the fact that this dude is found guilty is just the start. Is not the main thing to end it all. No, that's not even, no, that's just the start. So yeah, there's that, and I'm gonna call it a wrap. So with all of that said, now before I sign off though, there was another incident that happened yesterday. I'm not gonna talk about it, involving a YouTuber and underage girl. I'm not gonna, like, that's a very uncomfortable subject. Like, it just ugh. So I'm not even gonna talk about that at all on this channel or anything like that. So I'm not gonna talk about that next week. Hopefully we can get to the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, and why it would be a long time before they even have a mass production of these systems. But now I'm gonna call it a wrap. So with all that said, y'all know who this is. This is boy New J Gatsby, aka the New Stimulate Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.